Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is more early set 16 footage taken from the PBE, the public beta environment. This is taken from a double up game I'm doing with Antisocial Monkey. In this game we're going to be looking at a Yordle team composition, and in fact we even have a Teemo encounter here, so Yordles are the theme for this game. This is a new encounter for set 16. It's everybody gets +1 extra reroll on their augments. Does not have a huge effect on the game. It makes it more likely that you can perfectly tailor your augment to the board that you're playing. As I said, we're going to be playing a Yordle team composition here. It's an interesting trait. It's been a little bit of a balance issue thus far. It's turned out to be pretty far thus far on the PBE. We're playing this on, I think, the second day of the set being on PBE. It was either the second or third day. I can't remember. This is going to be up on YouTube a little bit later than when the game was actually played. And the reason for that is because I'm trying to record some of these videos in advance because this is going to be the Thanksgiving holiday weekend in the US. I'm not going to be playing a lot of TFT when I'm visiting with family members. All right, so first things first. ASM said that he thought that he had a setup that was conducive to playing Demacia. So I will go ahead and send him the Sona off the bat. And I have a setup that looks like it's going to be decent for Yordles. I already have 2 Rumbles on the first round of the game. And then I'm going to end up getting some additional Yordles right here, if I remember correctly. And, oh, never mind. I actually didn't get Yordles. I thought that I got Yordles on this round. Wow. It's been a day or two since I played this game. Anyway, I ended up getting a Teemo coming over from ASM. Maybe it was the augment that caused me to look in this direction. I think that with this setup here, I actually have a little bit more of a Freljord opener here, although Ashe is not especially strong in the version that we've been playing on PBE. So I am looking over there at the Demacia team composition that ASM is looking to play. I guess at this point in time, I still was like, I'm not exactly sure. But I was trying to... Oh, yeah, I actually have a pretty good Freljord opener here. But that's the video I did in the previous game. I'm not going to be going in that direction here. All right, so now I have the chance to roll. We get an additional reroll on all our augments. The Demacia Forever would be nice if I wanted to go Demacia, but I've already decided I'm not going in that direction because Antisocial Monkey is going to go in that direction. I'm looking at the different options here. Hefty rolls, maybe, but I actually think Stars Are Born is really good if you're looking to play into a Yordle opener because you just, you get the 7 gold, which is nice, and then you also have the chance to get an instant 2-star 1 cost and a 2-star 2 cost. So I end up taking that. And it turns out there's a Rumble in my store, so this instantly takes me to 5 Rumbles, which is pretty nice. And then if I can find a 2-cost Yordle, I'll be able to go from there as well. And then I can actually play the Vayne as well, because that puts Longshot trait in for the Teemo. Teemo's traits are Yordle and Longshot. Longshot is basically Sniper from past sets. The Longshot units do more damage to targets that are further away. So I have kind of this weird board here in the sense that I have a 3-cost Sejuani on my board and a 3-cost Vayne on my board. And then I'd like playing Yordles around that for the rest of my board. Defender is a tank trait. I have to double check exactly what it does. I think it gives armor and magic resistance, but I would have to double check that. I believe it gives, though, everybody armor and magic resistance and defenders get more. All right, and then I actually get another Sejuani in my store. I'm definitely getting a lot of Sejuanis here. Yeah, definitely could have been a good Freljord game, but as I said, that was a different video that I posted to YouTube. I was trying to go the Yordle route in this game. Okay, what does Yordle trait do in this set? Well, the main thing that it does is kind of has 2 functions. It has a stat function, and then it also has an economic function. The stat function is Yordles get health and attack speed. The more Yordles you play, the more health and attack speed they get. It's actually not based on the depth. Here it is. Yordles gain 35 health and 5% attack speed for each Yordle fielded. 3-star Yordles grant 50% more. Playing more Yordles on the board will give you more health and more attack speed, but that's just because more Yordles on the board gives it to you. It actually does not give you more health and attack speed by going up to Yordle 4, Yordle 6, etc. It literally just having more Yordles on the board gives you more of those stats. And then I had the chance to purchase a 2-star Trist here, so I believe that I do that with my Stars is Born augment. So now I've used up the Stars is Born augment, but that's not the worst thing because it lets me like buy and sell units. I get a Lulu coming over here from Antisocial Monkey. So I'm going to be looking to go up to 4 Yordles. I'll have to drop something And I think that I end up dropping... Yeah, I sent him... That's right. I sent him the Vayne because he's playing Demacia. So I will go up to 4 Yordles on the next round. That loses long shot trait for Teemo, but that's like not that big of a deal. Now, the other thing that Yordle trait does is the deeper you play into the trait, by playing more Yordles, you of course get more attack speed and you get more health on your Yordles. But in addition to that, more Yordles on the board starts giving you economic value. And in fact, playing deeper into the trait, at least in this patch version, was really, really quite strong. The 2 Yordles just gives you the health and attack speed. It doesn't do anything more than that. But when you get up to 4 Yordles, you get a bonus whereby you're guaranteed to have a Yordle of some kind in the first shop of every round. That's a pretty big bonus. It actually makes it a lot easier to 3-star these units. So yeah, that's the first bonus that you get is every Yordle when you have 4 Yordles on the board, you're guaranteed to have a Yordle in your shop every single round, which is great. Another interesting thing about the Yordles, I'll talk more about the later unlocks as I get deeper to the trait. Another interesting thing about Yordles as a trait is the Yordle units all require unlocking. Only the 1 and 2 cost Yordles are available naturally. You have to unlock all of the rest of the Yordles. I think there's 10 total Yordles, and I believe only 4 of them are unlocked from the start of the game. All of the others have to be unlocked in some form. Now, most of them are relatively straightforward to get, but they all require unlocks of some kind. And the one that you really need to be playing towards is you need to be playing towards Veigar. He is a 4-cost Yordle. He's Yordle plus Arcanist. He has a very specific requirement, and that is you have to have 2 Rabadon's Death Caps on a Yordle unit. 2 Rabadon's Death Caps. This is the hardest part of putting this board together because it's hard to get double Death Caps. Ways to do this can include, if you have Pandora's items, it naturally makes it much, much, much easier to unlock this requirement. In addition, you also have a much easier time of hitting that requirement if you're playing Double Up, as Antisocial Monkey and I are doing here. That is because in Double Up, you can trade components. So I was 4th to pick on that carousel, but we both knew I needed to go towards getting a Rabadon's Death Cap. So Antisocial Monkey took the rod on carousel with the intention he was going to trade it to me. And then I asked him which item he wanted, and he wanted the glove, and so I sent the glove to him. By the way, this person does have Demacia Forever Augment, which is the one I passed up on taking earlier in the game. And yeah, that board was definitely stronger than me. But hey, I have 4 Yordles in, so I'm guaranteed to see a Yordle in my shop every round. This round it was a Rumble. It's nice that I'm already on 6 Rumbles. That's pretty early, and ASM has another Rumble over there as well. But we are going to be playing towards that Veigar unlock, so I need double Death Caps. I would like to do 2 Death Caps and a blue buff. And Veigar is like the main carry of this board. You can also play Ziggs in the late game, and Ziggs is quite good as well. But Ziggs requires you to get to level 9, and like your board will not be stable if you're trying to... It just takes too much experience to get to level 9. You can't go all the way to level 9 and expect to find Ziggs. You really do need Veigar if you're playing vertical Yordles. So when this set came out, the general impression was thinking, hey, this is probably, like, Yordle as a trait is probably a reroll trait. I think it's intended to be a reroll trait. The issue, though, is the various economic benefits that you get from playing deeper into Yordle's trait, they're actually so good, it makes more sense to play this as a tempo trait, which is kind of weird. That's actually how I've been playing it. I've been leveling aggressively. I have not been like slowing down to try to 3-star these units or anything like that. And by the way, I just unlocked Kennen, 8 out of 8 star levels of Ionia, Yordle, or Defenders. Well, I have a lot of Yordle and a lot of Defenders, so Kennen was pretty easy to unlock. There comes another Rumble coming over there. And I 2-starred the Lulu, which is nice. But because the economic values are so strong, you actually want to get Yordle 4 in as soon as possible, so you're guaranteed a Yordle in every shop. And then you want to get Yordle 6 in as soon as possible, because that gives you 2 free rerolls every round. Yeah, 2 free rerolls every round. That's pretty nice. What is it? There's been a gold augment forever, Trade Sector. Trade Sector's been an augment absolutely forever, which is a gold augment. You get 1 free reroll every round. So that's like better than the value of a gold augment, even if it's not quite at the value of a prismatic augment. And then if you get 8 Yordles in, you get a Yordle grab bag every single round that just gives you loot. Loot of some kind. Sometimes it's champions. By the way, there's the Kennen, so I will pick him up. And now I don't need Sejuani because there's an internal defender synergy on this Yordle trait. Rumble is Yordle Defender, and Kennen is also Yordle Defender. So we can just completely drop that. And now we're going to unlock Poppy this next round, because Poppy's requirement is have 2 items on a Yordle champion or a Demacia champion. So this will unlock the Poppy, and then I will probably pop off the tier later on. But with Poppy unlocking this round, she will be guaranteed to be in my shop next round, and then I play her on level 6 for 6 Yordles, which I will do next round. Again, juggling the unlocks is a little tricky. It gets easier as you play the set more. I will say now that as I'm recording this, I'm up to like maybe 10 games. It's getting a little bit easier. I still think it's not especially newcomer unfriendly. But like in that round, I really did want to put another item on the Rumble. It didn't even matter what that was, because doing so would unlock Poppy, and then Poppy lets me play 6 Yordles on the next round. Anyway, so I lose that round. I don't feel like my board has been especially strong yet, but I'm hoping that I'm heading in that direction. There's actually one team that had been win streaking completely through the lobby thus far, as you see Poppy pop up. But one of them did actually lose a round, so that's good for the lobby. Okay, now we have the chance to pick something else. I'm going to reroll here. Again, I get the bonus rerolls. I was thinking best friend. Oh, never mind. I thought I was thinking best friends, but then I get this wild growth. 3-star Yordles become massive. Move slower but gain 25% health, 30% attack damage, and ability power. Gain a Rumble and a Lulu. It's actually not bad just to get the Rumble and the Lulu, because that takes me up to 8 Rumbles, 6 Lulus, with the Lulu that was in my shop that round. But yeah, this is nice. And whenever I 3-star Yordle now, they're going to get a bunch of bonus stats. More health, more AD, and more AP. And Poppy's in my shop. I knew she was guaranteed to be there. So now we have 6 Yordles. Now we will get the 2 free rerolls every single round, in addition to more health and more, more health and more attack speed. And then I get health, even more health, plus AD and AP if I can 3-star the Yordles, although only the 3-star Yordle gets that. And remember, if you 3-star Yordle, it also increases the benefit of that particular Yordle being on the board by 50%. So I think I get 35 health, and I'm not sure how much attack speed. If I 3-star Yordle, instead of giving 35% health, they give, what, another 17? So they give like 50 health instead. That's pretty nice. Again, the numbers have been going down. Yordles has actually been getting steadily nerfed, because as people figured out how to play this trait, it's been performing like a little too well on the PBE. But yeah, it turns out that we just want to get to level 6 as soon as possible. So anyway, here's a Teemo. Remember, we get 2 rerolls every round here. And as I look for stuff for ASM's board, and there's the Rumble coming in very early on. And now I've got the 3-star Rumble, so I get the wild growth benefit. And I also get the benefit from just having a 3-star Yordle in period on the board. So I'm getting more stats for the whole team, which is great. And I find an early Swain, which is going to be useful on ASM's board. Although that does mean that the Send is going to go on cooldown for quite a while. So yeah, I mean, I'm just pushing levels here. I wasn't really trying to 3-star Rumble, but I just hit it anyway. I got some of them out of the guaranteed Yordle in my shop every round. I got, I think, 1 out of my Augment. I was able to use the Stars is Born to get a 2-star Rumble. Like, it was just very easy to hit this unit. And Rumble's not an amazing unit. He's a 1-cost tank, so like he's not amazing, but he's a pretty good frontliner. I mean, he tanked that entire enemy team for 15 seconds. The problem in this round is that Viego is like way too strong, way too strong. Now, that person is level 6, 0 gold. They did roll themselves all the way down to 0 gold, so their economy is garbage, and they're not going to scale particularly well. But it turned out that Viego was very strong in the build that we were doing. And there was a reason for that, which I'll get to after this carousel. Anyway, I'm second pick here. Anytime I have a chance to pick on carousel, I want rods. Remember, I need 2 death caps in order to unlock Vhagar. So there is death cap number 1, which we can put on Teemo for the time being. And then I will need to get 2 more rods. I'm hoping I can get like 1 in a drop from minions, and then maybe ASM can send me 1. So far, I have not seen any rods in this game myself, but I got 1 off carousel, and then ASM traded me 1 that he got off of the first carousel. So there we go. There's death cap number 1. And, oh, look at that. Another Teemo. I get 1 Teemo from the guaranteed Yordle in shop. And then, by the way, I will be guaranteed to unlock, and then another Teemo pops up there. And then I had the chance to take a component anvil, so I went ahead and did that. That was the double up gift round. And there was another rod in there. Anytime there's a chance to get a rod, I'm going to take the rod. So now I'm on 6 Lulus, 5 Tristanas, 5 Teemos at the moment. And I'm just using my free rerolls. I'm not actually rerolling with real money at all. I'm just using my free rerolls, and I'm trying to get to level 8 as fast as I possibly can. I will unlock Kabako as soon as I hit level 7, and he'll be a nice unit to add to the board for a little bit more frontline. And then Fizz will unlock, I believe also on level 7, because I'm playing so many Yordles. Fizz is a 4-cost unit. He's kind of an iffy unit. He's a little bit tricky to play. You can itemize him, but he's generally less preferred than Veigar. Veigar's just a little bit more consistent, because Veigar will like actually stay in the back lines, whereas Fizz can easily yeet himself into places there you don't really want him to go. I mean, he's certainly playable, but he does seem to be a bit weaker than the Veigar as far as these boards go. So people have been playing Veigar as their featured unit. Again, this is a round I would win, but look, it's that Viego board coming over again to jump on my board. Speaking of which, Viego, why is Viego so strong? We noticed this when we were playing these games. He's really strong in double up, and there's a reason for that. The Shadow Isles is one of the regions here in set 16, and the way that the Shadow Isles trait works, it's really interesting. There's only one unit you can get normally, that's Viego, and then every round you will collect souls from enemy units that are killed, and you have to collect souls in order to unlock all of the other Shadow Isles units. They unlock as you get more of their units. You have to unlock all of the rest of them. But anyway, you collect souls by killing enemy units, and they like stack up over time, and the game keeps track of how many souls you have, and it's a little bit like Thresh or Senna in standard League of Legends, whereby as you collect souls over the course of the game, you get like the units get stronger. Okay, that's relatively straightforward, but here's what's not straightforward. In Double Up, there is a bug. When your Shadow Items units go over to your partner's board, every single enemy unit killed on your partner's board gives a soul. All of them. Even if the Shadow Isles units were not on the board when they were killed, they get all of the souls on the other person's board if they go over to reinforce. So you can have a situation where you pop in for the last 2 seconds of a fight, and then you get the souls of like all 8 units that died that round, which is not what's intended at all. So it creates kind of a snowball effect, is if you can start winning early, then you start going over and reinforcing your partner's board, and then you keep getting all the souls on their board as well. And you're basically like double stacking souls at double the rate you're supposed to. And that's what was happening in this game. Anyway, I'm up to, again, I'm only using the free rerolls here. I want to be absolutely clear. I'm only using the free rerolls, but I managed to hit Lulu 3-star as well. I figured, I was like, okay, I'll move my caster items over to Lulu. I think a 3-star Lulu is better than a 2-star Teemo at this point in time. And again, otherwise I'm just pushing levels as fast as I can. So again, now that I have a 3-star Lulu, more stats for all the Yordles, more of that wild growth stats, and I get another tier here, which is awesome, because I wanted to make a blue buff. Now I just need one more rod, and I have the double death caps, because I've been doing a really good job of collecting rods. Now I don't get that here, but there is always the possibility to trade with ASM, and I believe he does have a rod, if I remember correctly. And yeah, he's going to trade it for, I asked him what he wanted, and I'm going to make the blue buff here. I told him I did want the tiers. He was willing to trade for a sword. Good guy, ASM. And now I have the Veigar unlocked. So as soon as I hit level 8, Veigar's on my board now, which is really cool. So I'm guaranteed to get Fizz, and I'm guaranteed to get 3 units, Fizz and Kabako and Veigar. I just have to hit the level requirements. I believe I just hit the level requirement for Fizz and also Kabako, but I need to be level 8 for Veigar, and then I need to be level 9 for what's his name, for Ziggs. So I just have to get to higher level. I literally just have to get to a higher level, and then all these units are unlocked, which is good because my board is not quite there. I mean, Lulu is, she's doing her best, but Lulu is not really a carry unit. She actually got CC'd pretty good there, and it looks like I got reinforced on, I think, as well. So I'm like alternating wins and losses. Looks like currently we're getting 245 health and 35% attack speed. I'm like alternating wins and losses. Anyway, there's the unlocks popping up. Oh, they're all popped up. Okay. It said, wait, does Veigar not have a level requirement? I thought he did. Does Veigar not have a level requirement? I thought you had to be level 8 for Veigar. Is that wrong? I guess we're about to find out. It looks like I did unlock him. I thought there was a level requirement, but I guess not. Anyway, I'm going to take the Arcane Victory. No, apparently not. I unlocked 3 units that round. So I'm going to definitely put Veigar on the board instead of double Teemos. By the way, I'm on 8 Teemos, so we'll pick this up. And I do need to get another unit on the board. So I want to get to level 8 so I can just play the 8 Yordles. But it's very expensive to get there, so I will hold off on doing that for the moment. I am on the 8 Teemos, so I really like that. And I think I just decided to drop Poppy because I didn't think I was ever going to play Poppy on this board. I'd actually had really bad luck at finding Poppy. She just had never shown up in the shop for me. And that wasn't the worst. I mean, I was a little late unlocking her. I didn't unlock her at the start of the game. But I have not seen any Poppies. And, like, I only need to play 8 Yordles on my board. So if I'm going to be level 8, there's not really going to be room for another unit. And Poppy just, I don't need her because I already have enough frontline with the Kennen plus Rumble combo. Now, of course, I could also play Poppy, but I'd rather play Kabako because Kabako will give me, what's it called? Will give me Invoker trait if I can find another Invoker, which would preferably be, what's his name? Would preferably be Zillion if I could. Zillion's the 5-cost Invoker. So that's what I'll be looking to play towards. But all that is kind of like an academic exercise because I have to get to level 8. And then, look at that. All right, well, we hit 3-star Teemo. Okay. Cool. Well, let's move our items over to, you can see I'm just going to level right here. Now, this kills my entire economy, but it gets the 8 Yordles in. So now I'm going to get a Yordle grab bag every single round, which is awesome. And I do need to move my items over to the Teemo. By the way, the wild growth making these units humongous is kind of hilarious. Yeah, I need to move my items off the Lulu and onto Teemo, because Teemo is a much better unit. Lulu's really a support unit. Teemo's a better unit to put these on. I don't have long shot trade in for Teemo, but if I can get the Ziggs, I could play that. There's actually quite a few internal synergies to the Yordle trait. So I already mentioned there's the Defender synergy. That's Rumble plus Kennen, both Yordle plus Defender. There's an Arcanist synergy as well. That's Lulu and Veigar, both are Yordle plus Arcanist. And then there's a long shot synergy as well. That's Teemo as long shot. And then Ziggs, if you can get him on level 9, also is Yordle plus long shot. So you can kind of just play Yordles and you have these like decent internal synergies anyway. By the way, I also unlocked Kaisa because I had 3 items on a long shot champion and I hit the level 8 requirement there. So yeah, just Ziggs. I have to be level 9 to play Ziggs, unfortunately. But yeah, well, if we can get there, we'll just play Ziggs over Trist. We'll just take out Trist because we don't really need Tristana. It's just a trait bot. And then that'll give us long shot trait. But I do have to get to level 9 in order to make that happen. And then Ziggs would be the +1 unit I play. Anyway, I am last pick, and now I can actually pick other items. Now I'm not required. Now I'm not reliant on getting a rod every single round. But guess what? I'm going to take the rod anyway. Because I do want to itemize more than one spellcaster. I want to itemize Veigar and I want to itemize Teemo. They're both good spellcasters. All right, well, Poppy's in the store this round, but I don't need Poppy. So, yeah, now I've still got these rerolls here I can use. Problem is I don't have the economy to buy these units. I probably should have dropped the Trists here just so I could afford more of this. So, like, I have 7 rerolls, but I don't have enough gold to use them. What I should do is pick up the Yordle grab bag. It's sitting there on the board. This was the first time. Well, it's not the first time I played Yordles. This is the first time I played Yordles correctly, playing it as a tempo trade. I tried it one other time, but I tried to do it like a reroll on level. I tried to do like a reroll on level 6 version, and it just wasn't as strong as this. I maybe should have waited. Until after the minion round to go to level 8 because I really did kill my econ here. But getting those Yordle grab bags a couple rounds earlier was pretty valuable. Still, I might have done better just to wait until the minion round. Because like, it's not like Fizz is doing anything on my board. Maybe not going all the way down to 0 gold. But maybe not. Then again, getting the Yordle grab bags is pretty valuable. They'll give you gold. They'll give you champions. They give you components sometimes. There's a lot of good stuff in the Yordle grab bag. Of course, I forgot to pick it up this round, but I will get that. Yeah, 333 health, 47% attack speed. Not too shabby. Okay, did I not get another grab bag because I didn't pick up the first one? Did I like fail to get a grab bag because I didn't pick up the other one? I need to go get that thing. Again, I don't think I knew that it was there. There, I finally recognized that the Yordle grab bag's there, so let's go get that. Oh, I get double Kennens at this point. I was like, you know what? Sure, maybe I can get Kennen 3. I mean, I'm already on 5 Kennens. I'm guaranteed to get Yordles in the shop every round. Problem is my economy. I have 2 gold right now. I have 8 rerolls, but 2 gold. So, like, what am I going to do with this? I really should sell the Poppy just to clear out a little bit more money here. But yeah, I mean, I'm like hitting the Yordles. I'm hitting them so hard, I like can't even buy them all, which is not the worst place to be. Anyway, Teemo's effect, if you haven't seen Teemo, is he puts a damage over time poison effect on the enemy units. But it looks like his poison wasn't quite strong enough to kill this 3-star Yasuo. That would have been nice to kill that player, but at least they're only down on 8 HP. Again, I think 2-star Veigar allows me to win that round. Oh, by the way, I also got a duplicator out of that Yordles grab bag, so now I have a lesser champion duplicator, so I'm not even that far off the Triss 3, Kennen 3. But I probably should just sell the Triss because Triss is going to get replaced if I can ever get up to the next level. There's Zillion. Zillion is a unit I want to play. The problem, again, is it's not worthwhile to hold Zillion on my bench for that long. I need them. I can't afford to spend 5 gold here. Zillion will come back if I can get to level 9. I'm not worried about that. But yeah, I only need 2 more Kennens at this point. I buy him, but then I just sell him. I also do need to go grab that grab bag. I don't know why I was having trouble finding this. I think I just wasn't in the habit of grabbing it. All right, see, look, I got another duplicator in 3 gold. Like, it is very valuable getting these grab bags. And then I got another rod here as well. I was like, oh my god, this is great. Anyway, I mostly just need gold here, but now I get to itemize another unit, basically. I do need probably a little bit more frontline. And by the way, there's 2 more Kabakos. I mean, it's worthwhile to pick these up given the duplicators I have. Plus, I have the 11 rerolls. Oh, I was trying to hit Vagar too. I think I was just trying to roll to see if I could hit 1 more Vagar, and then I was going to look to level after that. Anyway, I hit the Fizz, but Fizz is not the unit I want. It's Vagar's the unit that I want here. So I'm just using it. All right, well, another Kabako. Okay. Again, that's not the unit I want. I will stop here, but then I hit another Kennen. So I didn't, and I was like, all right, well, Kennen 3, sure, there we go. We'll move our tank items over to Kennen. All right, well, now we have 3-star Kennen. I also have, I think, 6 Kabakos. So, okay. But I do need to get some items for Vagar. I went, as I said, I went Teemo Vagar dual carries. Teemo would eventually be replaced or would move the items over to a Ziggs, but I would need 2-star Ziggs to be better than 3-star Teemo. Just like I'm keeping the items on Teemo right now because I think a 3-star Teemo is better than a 1-star Vagar. I think a 2-star Vagar is better, but I don't have the 2-star Vagar yet. Anyway, I would have won that round, but what board is it that comes over here? It's the 3-star Yasuo again. All right, come on, ASM, can you save me? He's got a Vayne that's doing work. All right, his Vayne came in and saved me. But again, I would have won that other round. Oh, I also unlocked Volibear because I have 3,800 health on my board. And there we go. There we go. There's the Vagar. All right, now we're set. Now we're set. So we're going to move these items over to Vagar. And double death caps plus blue buff. Maybe I should, actually, what I could have done is I could have maybe made like a Morello's or something, but maybe that's not the worst thing either. Anyway, I get a tier out of the grab bag. I got a random item from the double up gift round, which turned out to be a Bramble Vest, which is fine. I need more tank items, honestly. And now we actually have a component anvil to pull here as well. So I think I end up, pull the component anvil, figure out what I want here. And I think I ended up doing, what did I end up doing here? I ended up doing, I decided to finish itemizing frontline, and then I could do another death cap. I'm heavy on the death caps here. And then Shojin, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that setup there. So now both Vagar and Teemo have pretty good spellcaster items. Again, blue buff would be better on the Kennen, but I don't think that this is bad. And then now I've got a 3-star Kennen. You know, I've got 8 Yordle, 2 Defender in with really good anti-physical damage items. The Bramble Vest and the Sunfire. Not as good against magic damage, but still, that is a beefy front line up there. And note that Vagar already did more damage than the Teemo. Vagar is really interesting because his ability is like his Q from normal League of Legends, his Baleful Strike, or something like that. What is the Q of his name? Dark Matter. Is it Dark Matter? Anyway, I have to go look it up. It's been a while since I played normal League of Legends. But he permanently stacks up ability power. As he kills enemy units, he permanently stacks AP, and that is by the way, there's a Vagar popping out. So I guess I could have not rolled and just counted on getting a Vagar from the orb. But anyway, he permanently gets AP as he kills enemies, and his spell can crit without having Jeweled Gauntlet. So that's why you don't need to build Jeweled Gauntlet on him. The double death cap actually is quite good, because his spell can naturally crit on its own. I get the Vagar here, but you can see I'm going to sell the Vagar. And again, the reason for that is just I need to get to level 9. I need to get to level 9. As soon as I hit 9, I will get access to Ziggs. Ziggs will replace the Tristana, and then I can try to find Zillion come back again. I already met the requirement for Ziggs. I just have to be level 9. And again, Trista, that's also why I'm not buying the Triss in my store, because Trista's going to come off my board when I hit level 9. So there's really no need to play that unit. Overall, though, I'm super happy with how this game is going. The biggest thing is just it's not even finding the units. It's literally been getting enough money to purchase the Yordles that I've been finding. Although it is surprising Kennen got taken out as early as he did. But Vagar's on it. And yeah, we're going to knock that team down to 1 HP. And it looks like it's very rapidly coming down to just us and that board that had the Viego earlier. The one that's taking advantage of that bug with Shadow Isles. So it looks like it's going to be just us and that other team. And we're still in pretty good shape on health here. All right, now I get to pick here. And what I really want is another item for Teemo. So I thought I could get one of these Archangel Staffs. That's what I'm really looking for here. I don't really need a frontline item. Thieves Glove would actually be really good here too. The Gnashers would also be pretty good here. But I believe somebody took the Gnasher's Tooth, if I remember here. Anyway, so I was heading over in that direction, and I just totally missed path. I grabbed another Sunfire Cape. This was a total accident. I did not mean to get this. I just mispathed my unit. I should have taken that Thieves Glove with the intention of slapping it on Ziggs when Ziggs unlocked. So I was like, oh man, I did not want that. I don't need another frontline item. I already have all the frontline items I need. And I even have another Sunfire Cape. I don't need 2 Sunfire Capes. So yeah, that is not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. At least you get a little look at ASM's 7 Demacia board over there. He's got the Galio unlock in play. And you're wondering, why do you put that on Kabuko? Well, I have 8 Kabukos already. I'm pretty clearly going to hit the 3-star Kabuko. And I don't want to put it on Rumble and then immediately have to item remover it off Rumble. So, oh my, that Kabuko just got popped really fast in this fight, poor guy. But it looks like the rest of my team's in pretty good shape. This is a Freljord board. It was literally the last video I put up on YouTube was like this exact team comp. But it looks like my board is kind of outscaled. I have a lot of 3-star Yordles on my board. I have, 4 of them on my board, and I'm one off another Kabuko. You also see me grab the Melio there because Melio will give me Invoker trait. And if I can't find Zillion, then Melio will be the other Invoker I can play. I also could potentially try to go for like 3-star. By the way, that gold drop is exactly what I need. That's very handy. I could go for like 3-star Veigar, 3-star Fizz. With the Yordles that's guaranteed to be in the shop every round, you actually have not bad odds to hit 3-star Veigar or 3-star Fizz because the Yordles that are in the shop do correspond to the shop level that you are. So like if you're level 8, you're going to see 3, 4, and 5 costs a lot more than 1 and 2 costs at this point. Well, not 5 costs that much, but you're going to see mostly 3 and 4 cost Yordles in the shop. So if you're like level 8, level 9, you're going to get a lot of Veigars and Fizzes. And if they're uncontested in the lobby, then you have pretty good odds to hit. You also, I believe, can sometimes get champion duplicators out of the Yordle grab bag, and that also makes it easier. The way that 3-starring 4 and 5 cost works is there's some really weird stuff in terms of how it's coded because of the fact that like other people can't even see them in their champion pool. If no one else has the units unlocked, you're much less likely to see like the 7th, 8th, and 9th copies of the unit. But just because it's less likely doesn't mean it's impossible. So you can still hit some of those units. All right, what did I get out of the grab bag here? Oh, I got another Veigar. But like you can see, I'm just selling these Veigars for economy because I need to get to level 9. I might have had a shot to go for Veigar 3, but also look at the lobby. The other team's on 1 HP. It's pretty clear this game's not going to last much longer because we've been win streaking and our boards are in pretty good shape here. So I will look to go level 9. And then we're going to find... Oh, the problem is I have to play another round to get Ziggs. It's not enough just to be level 9. I also have to play around on level 9. So I cannot get Ziggs in for another round, unfortunately. So like Ziggs will unlock... And there's another Veigar, by the way. But as I said, I don't need that. So we'll put Melio in. Hopefully we can find Zillion. So Ziggs is now unlocked, but I have to play 1 round before I can do that. I'll move over to Lysandra because she's a better Invoker. And then I'm still hoping I can find Zillion here. And oh, there is Zillion. There's actually 2 Zillions in the shop. So we'll look for that. And then I'll just hold this. There we go. There's 3-star Kabuko. I knew that he was likely to pop up. And so now I need to pull my item anvil. And all right, blue buff. We'll put the blue buff on. Sure, Teemo, why not? That's just going to cause him to cast a lot. That's probably too much mana generation for Teemo, but that's fine. So we're up against the Demacia player who had that Demacia like hero augment. And this fight actually ended up being a little bit closer than I thought. I thought I would just kind of like breeze through this board, but it actually was reasonably close in this round. Still, Veigar's still alive. Teemo's still alive. I think I still had this fight because Teemo was killing things. But ASM comes over, and it's an academic question, and we're going to win and wrap this one up. Anyway, there's Ziggs. No, I wanted to play Ziggs on the board. I wanted to get one more round. I wanted to put Ziggs on the board because that would have finally completed my team, but... Nope, I needed to play at least 1 round at level 9 and could not get him. He would have been on the team the next round and he would have replaced Trist. So anyway, fun comp. As I said, I do think that Yordles is a little overtuned. It's just kind of weird because it looks like it's supposed to be a reroll trait, but it's kind of not a reroll trait. And so if you have a way to get the double death caps to unlock Vhagar with like double up or Pandora's items, it suddenly becomes a lot stronger of a team comp. And yeah, just ride that Yordle econ to a victory. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, take care, folks. Have a great week. I'll see you again soon.